black guy who was supposed to know a song. Well, somebody's asking him song lyrics.
He knows the song.
Jonah Hill is...
Or he didn't. Yeah, he wasn't there to know the song.
I need the lyrics to African something child. Like, I don't know African child. I'm just here to dance and do my African face. It's African face. He just smiles really wide and bobs his head.
It's like this.
Oh.
He's on like a sheepskin drum.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of 9 to 5 Nerds with Robert Swathwood, Corey Urkel,
Hello.
Katrina Swathwood, and Lacey Ewing.
Ewing.
Ew.
It's gonna just take
Ewing.
5 more times.
Ewing?
Earwig.
It'll be Ewing
No.
for tonight.
Ewing.
It can't be Ewing for like
No,
No.
it's not her
Yeah.
name.
We've
for
got
the
A-Wing,
Star Wars episode.
B-Wing.
I'm gonna make up a new last name for you. Hold on.
Okay.
I don't know yet.
Can you talk quieter?
Sure.
S-Wood.
S. Wood. So this week's episode wasn't planned, and it is. We were forced to go see Rogue One tonight.
Yeah. Nobody wanted to see it.
Nobody wanted to see it, so we were forced to go see Rogue One. So it's going to be a Rogue One, which is a Star Wars movie.
Apparently.
If you guys don't know,
That's news to everybody, I think.
take it away, somebody.
What didn't you like about it, Corey? Let's
No,
start there.
we can't start there.
Yeah, that would be an hour.
Yeah. Apparently you guys didn't talk last time.
Well, it would be you talking about that you liked it, but here's what's wrong with it for an hour.
I do that with everything. I like this better than I liked Fantastic Beasts. Is that a good way to start?
Not for Robert.
Well, did you like this more than you like Force Awakens?
That's a better comparison.
Too soon to tell, but it's just up there with it.
I went in and everybody said, "Oh my god, it's so amazing! Oh my god, it's so amazing!" And I saw it and I'm like, I liked it. I don't think I liked it more than Force Awakens.
I heard a lot of hype too.
Yeah, I like that they committed and spoilsies.
The whole episode, spoilers.
Yeah, just
Fuck,
yeah.
I'm not holding back.
I like that they committed and killed everyone.
Yes. You know the thing about that? You guys are probably out of this loop, but it is Halo Reach the movie. Well,
Yeah.
Halo Reach Star Wars the movie. Same exact. You know what happens before and after. You know some shit's going to go down, and this movie goes right up to the end, just like that. And basically, one ship gets away, just like in Halo Reach, and so you get to see like everything fall apart. Basically, what kind of in this that was Reach, but so I was like, it's very reminiscent, like almost down to the T.
It's weird that
Everybody died.
everybody died. The two biggest actors in the movie, like the two biggest names,
Weren't even in it.
Forrest Whitaker and Mads Mikkelsen, and they were barely in the movie at all.
I didn't like his part at all.
Who?
Forrest Whitaker's part.
Yeah, it was weird.
It was so flat.
It was
Why
flat.
was he so mechanical? That's what I
I
want to
don't
know.
know. And it was short, and
That's
there was...
that's for the comic books to tell you.
I guess.
They set it up, and then everything else fills it out.
He was. That's a good way to put it. He was a little flat. His voice was kind of strange.
Mm-hmm.
I guess
His
he had the
little drug
oxygen.
Yeah, I didn't mind that.
Yeah, but the whole, like, super dramatic, like, flinging of the... It was too long. There was no point. And then when he was dying, it was, like, just drawn out. He's just standing there and, like, do something.
He wasn't in it enough to have that dramatic of a death. Like
Impactful?
I'm just it wasn't that impactful. It was just, I'm standing here waiting for this to come. Although it was really cool getting to see the Death Star from the people on the planet's perspective
Yeah.
instead of space. So you
Just
got
this
the you got
Basically, a day after tomorrow shit happening.
it's basically
When that first planet was blowing up, kinda, that looked badass. Like, coming at him, I was like, that's cool. That's fucking horrifying.
yeah, right.
Well, did they blow up the planet or just that city?
No, they blew up the whole planet because it hits and then it slowly.
I think half the planet's probably fucked, but the other half's gonna get you, like, if it was like Earth, too
Yeah,
much
it's
dust
like-
would be in the atmosphere.
yeah, it's
I'm
like
sure the
winter.
planet's not destroyed,
Once
but
it dies.
it's fucked. And there's
Yeah.
really no life left.
Yeah, he did say the city. I mean, by
When
future films
if you
that
see
it
it
could
from
blow
space,
up an entire
it's
planet.
basically, yeah. But then again, Star Wars has never followed that, because if Death Star number 2 blew up, Endor would be gone. So, they can just say it was just a city and 1,000-mile radius. Fuck, it had to be bigger than that, I guess. I don't know.
What do you think of? Was it Governor Tarkin? What was he? What was his?
Yeah,
They said something weird. They called him Governor Tarkin.
I
didn't
thought
they?
the names were a little weird there, titles. They call it governor and then director. They didn't use any ranks, even though... So, maybe I haven't read enough expanded universe to know that he hasn't been promoted to Grand Moff yet.
Like Colonel America.
Yeah. So when they call him governor, I'm like, that's a stupid title. The guy deserves like.
You guys lost.
Yeah.
Okay, you know.
I am.
Oh, we should talk about how.
Is Grand Moff
cool-
Tarkin?
So he was in the movie,
Yeah.
and he had more than one line. Okay, so the guy who was basically talking down to the director.
Yeah.
You could tell that he was CG, right?
Did you recognize that he was from episode 4?
Could you not tell that he was CG?
No.
Yeah, he was a completely CG.
Yeah, no, I didn't even notice.
That's awesome. Because I was wondering.
I think it was half and half. I think somebody's standing in and they just.
Well, I'm wondering while I'm
Models.
watching it if people that didn't
The
know.
lips are a little funny. Oh yeah, like if you
And
couldn't
he was
tell.
a little shiny. It was just a little.
It's
very well done.
better than Tron 2's Jeff Bridges.
Oh.
He did the same thing. They made him young, but they had him old to act it out. So now this they have a dead actor. So he's in episode 4.
Okay.
He's the one telling Darth Vader what to do. Mm-hmm. And I heard he's coming back in this movie, but they gave him probably 8 scenes?
Yeah.
Where he talked.
I
And
mean, he had more.
hard to tell that he was an actor. That guy was not alive anymore. He died in.
You saw him a lot more than you saw
80s.
Vader.
That was cool at the end.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
That was
Well,
super cool.
The best Vader moment in
any of
movie.
them. Any of them. Yeah, that was the coolest Vader moment in any
It
of
was
the
the
Star Wars
Force Unleashed
movies.
Vader, basically killing.
Yeah, he's just wrecking dudes.
So awesome.
And I like, we're going way out of order here, but I like that this one ended where exactly where A New Hope began. Like,
I kind of.
Seamless, yeah.
Well, this is not even getting into the review at all, but in that aspect, I kind of thought it fucked with it a little too much. Like, you start episode 4 knowing the plans have been beamed aboard that ship. And in this one, the plans were beamed aboard another ship and handed off to the ship, and then they gunned it. So when Princess Leia's trying to explain, we're on a diplomatic mission to Alderaan, you shouldn't, intercept us. That's fucked up. But in this one, Darth Vader literally seen them leave the scene of a battle and then immediately caught back up with them. So it's kind of like her Princess Leia's defense, her playing coy, was kind of silly now. So that's funny to me. You know what I mean?
I do.
Yeah.
I was waiting for Admiral Akbar clone guy to say, "Oh, let's beam it to somebody who's out of sector," but they actually just handed it off. So Princess Leia was just hanging out in ship number 2, in ship number 1, the whole battle. It's like, that's a little weird. They should have just beamed it forward, and every ship there should have just been wiped out in the Rebel Alliance. That would have made sense, kind of, to me.
K2SO pretty much stole every scene
Yeah, he did.
that he was
He's
in.
Sheldon.
That's Alan Tudyk.
No, I meant
he acts like Sheldon.
is Sheldon.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Robot
that makes
Sheldon.
sense.
Robot Sheldon.
I love Alan Tudyk. He's...
I was trying to listen to see if I could tell it was him. It's hard. He just
Yeah, it was a little tough. I mean, he put on an actual voice instead of just talking like himself.
he's a voice actor half the time now.
I have
Two-
a question.
Shoot.
Okay, so where does it go from here? Because
doesn't.
it doesn't. But are they going to make another one from
No.
where the last one left off?
The next one will be Han Solo Origin.
Yeah.
So it'll take place before this one even.
It is a true one shot.
Yeah,
This is the
it's-
story, and that's it.
Which is crazy that I talked about with Robert. This is the only movie in this decade I've watched knowing that this is the only one that there's no hope for a sequel because everything is sequelized. Spider-Man, they want to make 6 amazing Spider-Mans, 5 Fantastic Beasts. This one they said is the only one. So you kind of anybody can die in the movie at any point in time, which fucking happened. So everywhere, I expect them to make another Mad Max movie.
One of the generals, I didn't even notice. I'm looking at the IMDb stuff. He was the Khaleesi's.
Sir Barrett.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
was
didn't
like,
notice it.
I was like, that looks totally like that
yeah,
guy.
I was going to tell you after, but between this and all the trailers, there's so many Game of Thrones people and other shit now. I'm just every time I see him, I can't help.
That's a big cast.
You
I
say
mean,
Missandei was in Fast and Furious, and 2 people were in the King Arthur movie.
She was in the last one though.
Oh, was she? Mm-hmm. Well, so Game of Thrones people, 2 were in King Arthur, and 2 were in this movie. I can't remember who the second one was, top of my head. I remember thinking there was 2 of them.
Warwick Davis was in it.
Really?
We'll see that one weird.
I wonder if he was
looking
that little rebel guy.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean he has to be in it. He's been in all of them.
Yeah.
Did you like all the?
He's been in all of them. Episode 4? No. 5? No. 6? Yeah.
I don't know. I think he's been in all of them.
He was a child actor. Who
Could have
got
been in
included
Jawa.
in Ewok. I'm 85% sure he's in 6, not 4 and 5. Hey, you have his IMDb right there.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking at
He's
it.
trying.
Eh.
So the last movie, there's going to be nothing after that. There's no.
What do you mean?
The one we just watched?
No, the last one that
They're
came out.
alternating years. There'll be
No, so-
last year was
Yeah.
episode 7, or
So it's going to be main series,
and then a
spin-off, main series,
standalone,
spin-off.
and then next November or December, there'll be episode 8,
yeah. So you get
and then there'll be a Han Solo movie, and
Okay,
then
so
there'll be
it will
episode
go
9.
on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Disney's never gonna go another year without putting a Star Wars movie out, basically.
Do you remember how long ago you seen the promo picture for
Yeah,
this
he's been in
movie?
all of them. No, you're right.
Do you remember seeing the promo picture for Rogue One? We thought it was just be Rogue Squadron story or something,
Uh huh.
and it's not at all. But
Did you like all the cameos of all the people from Star Wars in it?
dead and living, or dead or living still, like
Well, not even. I don't think Grand Moff Tarkin wasn't a cameo,
no.
but the
Okay.
guys from the bar
We should shout out. Okay,
Yeah.
at the
the
cantina.
werewolf
fun.
guy who got his arm chopped off,
Yeah.
and his buddy who
Yeah.
starts fights.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, but how did they get off that city?
they got off in a jet. Other people got off. There's other flying vehicles on that planet.
They got hit directly, didn't they? That little town.
Who's to say they were still on it?
I guess
They could have been going to their ship.
They
basically
ran out first.
they had to have escaped, but
Yeah.
it's kind of like okay.
And obviously you got C-3PO and R2-D2 at one point.
Cool shout out.
You got
Although I don't know why the
Jimmy Smits. What's his first name in that? I mean, his last name's Organa, but
Bale.
Bail Organa.
Yeah, that's cool. And Moth Marina, the lady.
Uh huh. That
Basically,
was
it's
just
not-
like the original person.
Yeah, and she played her in episode 3, if not 2. She was always hanging around Bail Organa. So, the same actress. So that's cool. And then, basically playing the old guy, the one Game of Thrones guy, he was playing the old man who was given this is the plans for the Death Star. We have one chance. So, technically that guy's in it. And what the most minor, one of those cameos, is when they had 3 squadrons. They had Blue Squadron, which was never introduced, which is why they died off. But Gold Squadron and Red Squadron, both the leaders were the people who made the Death Star run, who died. Like,
Were they?
Yeah. And,
I was trying to, because I knew once they said gold and red, I'm like trying to identify all the people that
yeah,
were in it.
like the red leader, the one who made the trench run, but he missed. That was fucking him in the movie. I'm like, that's
Nice.
fucking tight. And then Princess Leia, which looked the funniest.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because we're more familiar with what her face looks like.
Yeah.
Now or then?
Kevin Smith
Both.
made a comment about this movie that out of all the Star Wars movie, this is the most warlike movie. And it's kind of accurate. I mean, the other ones all took place in air. You saw a lot of ground fighting.
Yeah.
In
because
this one.
Episode 6 had the most war, and it was an Ewok movie.
Yeah. There was a
I
lot
love
of
that
like
one.
there was a lot of like I mean in the streets of that the city on that moon
With
there's-
like a rebel.
yeah, it was like rebel fighting.
Or
And then there was it was pretty good.
The
right?
locale for the last fight is just cool. Fighting in like a tropical rainforest.
Yeah.
With AT.
And I want to be stationed on that planet, not
On
the
the
planet
beach?
that on the beach, not the planet that rains all the time. And
I like the first act and the last act. The middle was like, when they go to the rain planet.
there's
Basic-
yeah,
When they, if I had to split it, the last act was fucking badass. I
there's a
fucking
lot
was
of
into that
planets. They hop from planet to planet.
Yeah, in
really
the
fast.
beginning.
Yeah,
shit. And I didn't know where they were going half the time.
yeah.
Like, we're going here. I was like, oh, I'm not following. Okay, but let's
I
do
mean,
it.
I think we're pretty big fans, but we're not like super fans that can tell you like all the planets, the moons.
I bet you're just making some up.
Well,
for
yeah,
this
I
movie.
understand, but a lot of people now that this movie's out, a lot of people memorize all these planets and be like, "Oh, they went here and here," and you know how people are.
I know everything.
When they went to Mordor, was that actually to say the fire planet?
I don't know, but like it looked like as it's panning over, it looks like that, you know, that winding lava river that
Technically, this would've
Obi-Wan
been
just left him on.
20 years since then, so it's not like he just, came out.
I like that they showed him in the tube with the liquid.
Yeah.
That was cool.
So they show how Darth Vader takes a bath in this movie. He strips naked, gets in a tank, and they boil it. And
They
We gotta
boil
see
it.
he's trying to do like some regeneration.
To
That's what I
what?
would
He's
think.
missing his legs.
Hey.
Maybe that's just how
I mean,
he keeps.
they have to
He
do
keeps.
basically it's doing something that's supposed to keep him alive. You'd assume, otherwise, it's not just there for fun. He's not taking a
Right.
bubble bath.
And you could tell that not that James Earl Jones is older, but the voice is different.
It was, I like that the director, if like, that's his title. I like that stormtrooper guy, or sorry, Imperial. I don't know, the one who got choked out.
Oh, you liked him in the
I
movie?
thought he was cool.
Is that the guy from?
I've never seen him before.
He's not the guy from that was with Bane? He looked like that guy, but just gained weight. The guy that was trying to take over.
Yeah,
It might be. You might be right.
I thought that's who it was. What was his name in the movie? It was
Director. Blah blah.
yeah.
Now that we're actually recording this on a computer, I can use my phone to look this kind of stuff up
Why are you
while
looking it up?
we're.
Let's get Katrina's opinion on the movie.
I liked it. I like the fact that it's a one shot. It's done. I don't have to worry about anything else. 'Cause I
Better
get to
than the
watch-
prequels.
Yeah. I'd say so.
Better than any of the originals.
Yeah, he's Daggett from The Dark Knight.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's who I thought he was. And I just, the first time I saw the trailer, I saw, like, you see him, like, yeah, I thought
staring.
that was him.
Yeah. Scowling.
Yeah. Go ahead, Katrina. Sorry.
No. I think it's different. I don't know. I've got a place in my heart for the originals.
I don't think you can compare them because all the technology and CG and everything's so different now.
Than the last movie.
It's so different.
It's so different.
Tell me how different.
Because it's a continuation of a story. And that's what I really like about this one, is that it's just completely off shot and there's going to be nothing else for it, which is good.
Did you like the ending? They fully committed
Yeah.
to dying?
Well, what are you going to do? Because if you keep that door open, then they're going to explore it later on. If you keep anybody alive.
The Asian dudes were cool.
Yeah.
Asians.
Minus his, like, bow arrow thing where he can shoot down
That thing
planes.
was awesome.
He's blind.
So what? Daredevil was in the movie.
The fact that he could shoot it, or the fact that his gun was a bow and arrow.
Blind people
like
can
two
fire
guns.
weapons, Katrina. I don't know if you know this.
They did make him very daredevil, but considering he had the best joke of the movie, forgive him for that.
What,
Oh,
was it
when
a joke?
They put a
the
bag
thing over
over
his head.
everybody's head, and they put a bag over the blind guy's head. He's like, "Come on, guys, really?"
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought there was a lot of
Did
humor.
everybody died in an explosion? Nobody actually got shot except the robot, right?
And the one soldier's just like, I'm going in, and he got shot
The
immediately.
black guy,
Yeah.
yeah, whatever. Well, that's the other Game of Thrones. One of those guys with the beard was from Game of Thrones, too. He had no lines, but he was the guy who took Ira. He was in the Night's Watch. Now he was in the PlayStation commercial before the movie. I remember there's two Game of Thrones people. What's your opinion on it?
I liked it a lot. I liked it. I think I like it better than the last one. Just seems like more stuff was going on.
What, in Force Awakens?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
A lot of people didn't like Force Awakens because it was so much like the original. Whereas this one is completely different than any Star Wars thing they've ever done. Which is cool. I just think it was a bit hyped up for me. Everybody, all the podcasts I listened to, all the stuff that I read, and it's like, it's so good, it's so good, it's so good.
Tell me what you didn't like then.
It got a little slow.
When?
I'm trying to find her dad.
Yeah. I mean, it just, I don't know. It just didn't hit the whole way through for me. Like you said, the third act, the last third of the movie was awesome.
Was the characters? Did you not like the?
I didn't like
the male lead?
I didn't really like Forrest Whitaker, and that just didn't do a lot for me.
Male and female lead? Did you feel it?
I liked the girl was good. The guy, what was his name?
No idea.
It
Cassian or
was
something?
Cassian Andor.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't bad. I mean, the whole I've committed to this since I was 6 years old,
Oh.
and it was
You didn't like that speech?
no, because then he turns right around and doesn't obey the orders that he was given by a place he's been following since he was 6 years old.
Yeah, but to be an assassin.
That's
then
what
he
they
knew
were.
the
So
truth.
it's basically showing he don't want to kill innocent people, no matter what side. Oh no, he did that earlier.
Yeah, but how does he? Yeah, he killed the one guy with the
The
grenade.
sling, yeah.
I that was cool. You have like a lead who's basically he's not Han Solo, which is what he kind of looked like he would have been.
Even though he had like the Han Solo jacket on.
Yeah, but it's showing that he's a killer and he's not have any of that compassion Han Solo should have. But he redeems himself with that a little bit
No,
by not killing.
I like the two. I don't think he would have been climbing up a pillar after he fell down and hit his head and back and stuff.
There's a thing that's like a trope basically. When stormtroopers can't hit anybody.
They can now.
But laser blast. And most people, it's instant kill no matter where you hit, especially if you're wearing stormtrooper armor. But if you're a good guy and you get hit with a
You can
blaster,
walk. You can get a bit further. You just hurt.
yeah, it's basically set to stun. I mean, that one guy took a shot to the shoulder in the beginning of the movie, the Imperial guy. He's fine. It's like his shoulder burned off, which it should have. He's wearing cloth.
Yeah.
You know, but
But a stormtrooper gets hit in the shoulder.
and his fucking lights out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flips over.
So that's just a movie thing that never gonna get passed.
Man, Vader was cool though.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Did the Asian guy just not get shot? He was chanting at the end
Yes.
his sacrifice. Was there some actually Force shit going on, or did they just stormtroopers being
That bad?
stormtroopers?
The stormtroopers in the black were just wrecking everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they don't all of a sudden
really-
just start missing.
But the shots weren't like reflecting off of him or shit. So I was like, is he fucking up? Like, is he
Isn't
just,
he
like-
a pretty famous he's a pretty famous actor, isn't he?
I feel like I recognize him.
Donnie
like,
Yen?
Ip Man, right? IP Man. You know what he's famous for?
Yeah. Yeah, that's him.
I haven't seen that. Ethan's seen it. He loves
He's been
it.
in a lot of movies like that. He's just pretty famous over there.
Did you like the cuddle scene at the end?
It's two people accepting death. I thought it was actually all right. You know, I mean, I'm glad that they didn't kiss. I'm like really glad that they didn't kiss because they weren't that close. They didn't establish that kind of
No.
connection. But the
It
fact
was
that
on its way.
yeah,
on
it
its
almost
way.
did. I'm glad they didn't. It was like, you know, we're accepting that we're gonna die. We're sitting here together. We accomplished our, you know, the shit that we set out to do.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm okay with that.
I was okay with it until the girls next to me were like squealing about how cute it was. I was like, yeah, they're gonna
Holy
die.
hell.
It's real cute.
Yeah.
Well,
I was hoping
I mean-
Admiral Akbar would have been in the movie, but
yeah, I,
I
was
guess-
too.
I now I see why they wrote him out because basically that flagship got fucking destroyed.
So
Yeah.
now he's taking over.
Basically, he was like second in command, you assume, to the fleet. But when all the fleet showed up, that was just such a
Yeah.
badass moment. You're like, fuck yeah, dude.
And then they didn't do anything.
I mean,
Oh, seeing two fucking star destroyers
that looked cool.
crashing
as
into each other.
fuck.
That was cool.
Even like the Hammerhead one.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was. I mean, that was really cool. That thing fucking. Yeah, I like that part a lot.
Yeah, before the Death Star showed up, I thought the Death Star was just going to crash onto the surface, and that would be the end of all the characters. But then Grand Moff Tarkin showed up, like, let's just blast that too.
It's like,
Fuck, dude. Grand Moff Tarkin's able to get gun happy.
I did like that they showed that the rebellion isn't perfect either. You know what I mean? They had that part where they're all arguing. They showed that they're kind of seedy too.
yeah.
That they're not exactly perfect.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool.
The funniest shit is for all Star Wars fans, like, is Bail Organa. I'm gonna go back to Alderaan and we're gonna rally our defenses and we're really gonna fucking lead this rebellion. Don't just
You're
you
really
wait.
gonna fucking die.
And he like basically waves goodbye to the audience like you're fucking dead, dude. Your fucking whole planet, 18 billion people are gonna die in like one day.
Yeah. Yeah. They-
And Princess Leia won't shed a fucking tear, which is sad. You know that, Like,
No, I need to rewatch
I mean-
all of them.
She gives like a one like shout, like no, please don't, and that was it. Same thing when Luke lost his aunt and uncle. He was just like sappy for a minute, but then on
They
the,
have stuff to do.
on the
They
Millennium
don't have
Falcon he's
time.
playing like
There's stuff to do.
he's playing fucking chess and living it up, and fuck his aunt and uncle. That was like 2 minutes ago.
the one cameo we didn't talk about, Bantha milk.
Yeah.
They showed the blue
When
milk.
Jen walked by it, yeah.
and it focused on it for a second.
Are you looking up Easter eggs? Or
No, I was looking up because there was before I saw it. It was like cameos you probably missed, and I'm like, I don't want to see it because I don't know who's in it. So now I'm looking it up to see the
You saw
cameos.
them all.
It says
Yeah.
19 cameos.
That's a lot.
That
Captain Antilles.
the main character's mom. Is
He's one of the guys that
idiot.
got choked out by Vader.
The one who when she just walked out there in the beginning
Yeah. Why didn't she just hide in the hole?
with her
What the
kid.
fuck's the matter with her? And if
Well,
she's
they all have to be orphans,
if she's
right?
if she's gonna shoot like the guy, don't like hold your gun at him like
Just shoot it.
I'm
Just
learning things
fucking
about
shoot.
Star Wars right now that I didn't
like
know before. So Captain Antilles, it says that it's an important dude, and in a different movie he could have been the lead.
he was the guy who was at the end of the ship was like
He appears in a lot of novels.
secure this, secure that, we're taking off,
Yeah.
whatever. Here you go, Princess Leia.
Well,
Oh, that guy.
Wedge Antilles they're related then because they have the same last name. It's not coincidence, but it says Wedge was in it. I didn't see him.
I was wondering if he was the guy with the mustache who was in the Rogue Squadron outfit in the Round Table, and I couldn't tell if it was basically supposed to be him.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, Instead, we hear David Beckham, who voiced Wedge in A New Hope. I don't know if that.
I want to know
The red
like,
and gold leaders. You're right.
Yeah, they looked. I was like, that's so fucking cool. They would do that for. They didn't have to even because
No.
theoretically all those pilots could have died in that fight, and it would have been easy to hire other actors. But they went the full mile, so those guys got away. And just because we played Rogue Squad, we know the Y wings are bombers, and they drop bombs. I'm like, I'm so happy.
Yeah, I thought that was awesome. Imperial probe droid. Yeah, it says 19 cameos, but half of them are just little droids that appeared.
Like just
Yeah.
in the background.
I'm
Yeah.
happy
With
with
the little black
cameos.
box.
AT-ATs and AT-STs are freaking cameos enough. Like that's anytime you see them, you're like, oh yeah.
Walkers are so badass.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know where they came from in this movie. They came out of nowhere because you're
Yeah.
seeing the whole overhead is just flat beach.
yeah.
But
And seeing them fight on the beach instead of like the snow or something. It was just a different.
it's cool as
Yeah.
shit. Although X-wings took them down really fast. So they had Hoth snow speeders.
Yeah, and they had to wrap them around the legs. They couldn't
Yeah.
penetrate the.
So yeah, the X-wings had like way better guns, but they were fucking blasting them apart. But that's just a little nitpick.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing when I was watching. I'm like, they're taking them down really.
They don't have
maybe
toe
they
cables.
learned from that and made
Well,
them
this
better.
is before.
Right.
Right.
Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking.
They
Actually, when I was
improved the
watching.
They
it.
model.
were, it was prototype 1.
Yeah, I was actually thinking. I'm like, that has to be it because they took them down way too easy.
That's interesting. Yeah. In the novelization, they'll explain it.
Is there a reason that some of the stormtroopers' outfits were different?
Well, they're different for different.
Ranks.
I was like, are those the
Those are
backup
the-
Not only
guys
different
that
races-
don't get the cool ones?
Those are beach troopers.
But different climates.
Right.
Because the ones on Endor had they were set up a little different.
Yeah.
The guys in the sand troopers have like the shoulder, the orange
orange.
shoulder thing.
Yeah.
Um,
Not that any of that does anything, but
No.
it at least
No.
helps us
these ones were
distinguish.
like they
Because
were
when
like
they were
tan.
all coming out at the
There's a couple
end, they were
grays.
all mixed.
Or
and I'm like,
tans.
what? Do they have like the backup shirts? Like nobody.
It's a D team, like, see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it looked
Well, that's like the kid from Episode 7. What he said, he was firing, and that was his first like offensive mission where he was shooting and stuff. But he said he was in sanitation.
What, Finn?
Yeah, Finn was in
Okay.
sanitation. So I mean, it's like, do you get promoted? Did you mess
Well,
up
it's
in your
all
job?
hands on
and then-
deck when there's a fight.
Yeah, or it's just like, yeah, you got the sanitation guys coming up too. Like, how shitty would it be to be on that work planet? You see that stormtrooper that was on the work planet where
He's all
Jin
dirty.
was? Yeah, he was super dirty. Like, you're like,
You gotta keep
fuck.
that shit clean.
Yeah, you mess up, you get sent to the work planet.
I'm surprised there's no Emperor, considering that actor's still alive and they could just have put him in. Maybe delete the scene, but it'd been pretty easy. And
When I saw episodes 1 for the first time, 1 or 2, I think it was 1. It was 1. My mom's husband at the time said that was the Emperor in episode 1.
and you're like, nah.
And I was like, no. And he's like, look. He's like, this was a long time ago. He's like, look at their noses. He's like, it's the same person. And he caught the whole thing by just the shape of the guy's nose. And I'm like, no. And then,
This is back before you could look up IMDb
Yeah,
and like,
yeah.
that's the same actor.
yeah.
I realized it during that movie, but I don't know. It was the first time I was a kid. I don't remember shit.
I don't have a lot of my memory's shit, but I remember sitting at my grandparents' table with my uncle, and the first trailer came on for episode 1, and it wasn't like a commercial; it was on the news. Like the news had it on, and it shows Darth Maul with the double lightsaber. I'm like, oh my god!
Yeah, that was a,
Like
This is gonna
everybody
be
else
awesome.
was.
Yeah,
that was a big deal.
yeah, because it's like,
I mean, even this is a big deal.
yeah, it is.
But
But it's like you never thought you would get more Star Wars, and now we've had a new Star Wars movie for 2 years in a row.
you never think you'd get Darth Vader fucking people. The best scene in the movie
Yeah.
is him. Basically,
He's not a whiny bitch anymore.
what should have happened in the beginning of episode 4 instead of stormtroopers coming in, tripping, and fucking shooting laser. This was what it was fucking meant to be.
Yeah, I almost want to see more of this, in between those movies, so I could see Vader fucking more people
Fucking
up.
chokeholding people, throwing them,
Like,
stealing their guns, slashing them through
you
the
think
door.
he'll get his own solo movie? Because I would watch this Vader movie.
We've already had 3 movies devoted to how he became
It
Vader.
didn't work out very
Yeah,
well.
but
They're called the
that's,
prequels.
That's Anakin's journey to
Yeah.
Vader. I want
You want Vader?
Vader.
So you want that
Like,
very narrow window.
no, you just said like 20 years,
That-
and for being
that's where the comic books are.
Yeah, I want him to be wrecking
Mhm,
people
right.
because we're getting a Han Solo movie, and they say we're getting a Boba Fett movie. I want a Vader movie. But there's so many different. I'm sure there's so many different stories to tell. With, would it surprise you if they made a Palpatine movie like when he was younger? I mean, where did he get all these powers from? It was another
Sith Lord.
It was another Sith Lord.
So who was that? And where did he go?
Was it Darth Tyrannus? Is that who he said his master was? So I mean,
that's the guy who's probably in Episode 7. What Snape? Snope?
Snoop?
Snoop? That's probably him.
No, everybody knows that's Mace Windu.
No, now that they can CG Grand Moff Tarkin, that's Grand Moff Tarkin, who survived a Death Star explosion.
Yeah, there you go.
I want to know why her necklace was so important the whole movie. And
It was the
end,
crystals they were using to make the beam for the Death Star.
You would
but
think
her
that would be like
necklace that she's holding this entire movie doesn't do fucking anything.
most movies
end.
when they spend time on it would be like a Deus Ex Machina, where like you need this to fucking
Right.
start the reactor. I had this the whole time. Now it all makes sense.
And they also didn't
They
use
didn't
those
do any of
crystals for the lightsabers too?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was like that's almost like a nerd mode. They did focus on it too much if it never came into play later. That is
It
kinda,
did because it was like so symbolic. She's putting it around her,
Yeah, like,
and then like
May
It's
the
her
fo-
force connection.
May the
she's
force be with
touching
you.
it the whole time,
Stop
taking
taking her
out.
force connection away.
Maybe she's enclosed in a cocoon of kinetic energy.
And she
And
lived.
she lives. Do you know what that's from?
Is that from one of the Star Wars?
No, it's from fucking X-Men when Jean Grey was supposed to have died.
Oh, in the water.
Oh.
It made me so mad. And it is confirmed that planet's Mustafar?
It was Mustafar?
Mustafar? Yeah, so that's the planet he got his legs chopped off on.
Like, why would you go back there? It's like,
As a reminder.
that fucking... Just because you think you do a fucking cool backflip, don't do it.
Did you
You
like
learn.
the don't choke on your ambitions?
Yeah,
And it's
your
just like-
aspirations.
Your aspirations. Like,
I thought that was
cheese.
the cheesiest line in the movie.
Don't
Al-
I
choke.
liked it.
Almost past the point of, like,
Yeah.
don't say that, come
Yeah.
on. Darth Vader wouldn't say that shit. He'd just
No,
say,
he wouldn't.
you know, don't underestimate the power of the Force.
He was fucking wrecking people. I want to see more of that.
See, I think that's why I liked this one better than the last one because it's
The villain. for
I'm one of the
one.
few people that really likes Kylo Ren. I like Kylo Ren a lot. So
But he's not the fucking badass. He's... even
he's still in.
Mr.
She's
Emo?
basically still training.
his best moment was in the first attack where he fucking stopped a laser bolt.
Yeah, that was
And-
cool.
And it was kind of all downhill from there because the more you seen him, the less intimidating or cool he was. He's getting his ass handed to him by a girl who's never held a lightsaber in her life.
She's very strong in the Force.
Yeah.
That's a great explanation.
That's
That's all he needs to fucking not look like a bitch in front of Snoop Dogg.
Snoop. I like Kylo Ren.
Yeah, you like him when he has his metal shoulder or whatever the fuck he got slashed.
my friend dresses up as him for Comic-Con. That's his favorite.
Does it look like it? Does he look like him? Adam Driver?
If you look like
I
that,
don't-
might as well just be Jon Snow and be cool.
No, he doesn't look like that.
No.
But he has like the full.
The real,
Outfit,
like,
yeah.
legitimate. I've been toying around with the. You know what? I don't even want to say it on here. Never mind.
You've been playing with toys?
I've been toying around with the idea of a cosplay, but I don't want to talk about it out loud. I haven't told you, Lacey. I've told them, but I don't want to say it on here.
Because he doesn't do that.
And one of our couple listeners,
Oh,
get out.
It's a
Ah.
mixture of two things.
It's a cross cosplay, like how
Nobody's
people do.
ever thought of it.
Nobody's ever done it.
Okay, well, you'll have to tell
It's
me when we're done.
unbelievable.
It's like I know Brian didn't like it. It irritated the shit out of me. But you saw when the whole Batman ensemble did the steampunk.
That was
Batman?
amazing.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Do you know how much work went
It was a
into
couple
that?
years ago, and it was a whole group of like friends
So
that did
many
it. It
people.
was really good. All of them. They did not just like the good guys, but they did all the villains and Two-Face and stuff, and it was really cool.
They looked so good. They had everything together. And there was a lot of them.
Yeah, there was like 12 of them.
Oh.
At least.
Yeah.
That looked really good. I like that a lot.
Even with my gripes with the movie, I'd still give it a solid.
Who are you going to cosplay in this movie?
A-. I give it an A-,
Wow.
which I think is my same rating for Fantastic Beasts.
So you liked which one better?
This or what?
Fantastic Beasts.
Man,
Can you compare? I don't think
No,
you can
it's
compare those.
tough.
It's two different movies.
I like the main character in Fantastic Beasts better than any of the
Well,
main
so does
characters in this.
Katrina. It's her favorite.
I didn't mind him.
He didn't bug you?
No, he didn't bug
Not
me.
at all.
I was hoping because
And there
not
was
hoping he was gonna bug you, but I was like,
No, I know what
oh,
you mean.
he's
There was a lot of
so
people
much.
that are saying he's like a champion for like. I know fucking Corey's gonna laugh at me as soon as shit comes out of my mouth. He's like a champion for people that have like social anxiety disorder and different things, because if you notice, he doesn't make eye contact with anybody, and he's very socially awkward, and he has a hard time interacting with other people, and I think that's kind of cool.
Like in real life, or
No, at his character,
Just
he's
his
also a
character,
Hufflepuff, which is like
the dum dums.
Would
supposed to be the
Dumb
dum
would you have
dums.
rather him been like gay too, so he could be champion of that? So he
No,
can really get
It's
behind
too
the
many
movie?
champions.
yeah, it's too many champions.
Okay,
You gotta
next
spread
time,
it out.
That's
through
a lot to take
characters.
on.
Can the next Star Wars movie feature a retarded kid? And you can say, "Wow, I'm really proud." He's
That's
a
not a very
champion."
PC term, buddy.
Sorry, fucking retarded.
Oh my god.
I just like the guy. I liked him a lot. I would say that I enjoyed Fantastic Beasts more,
Wow.
Oh my god, you're killing me.
but I like both of them a lot. Those are two of my favorite franchises.
Yeah.
And there's for me, there's still more Harry Potter movies that are great than Star Wars movies that are great, because Star Wars just fucked 3 movies.
Yeah, they did.
And so,
I-
Harry Potter's still more consistent.
if this helps my argument, I like Star Wars. My head right now better, but I wish Harry Potter had more shout outs to like the previous movies, like Star Wars. This one did. You know, all the little characters that were.
Yeah, that was cool.
Because there was only like those are the cool things, but he had like 3 name drops at best that were.
I think as the time periods get closer,
You'll see a lot
you'll
more.
get a lot more, especially with Dumbledore being cast. He hasn't been cast yet, but them trying to figure out who's going to play Dumbledore.
The fact that I know there's 5 movies, so the next movie is gonna be. I'm not even going to care what the fuck happens. It's the middle of a story. It's not going to be the origin. It's not going to be the end. So that's
Like the
kind of.
original 3 Star Wars.
You had no idea when Episode 4 came out that there was going to be a sequel, and
I mean,
5
it was-
was almost there was almost no 6. So.
Well, when we watched them, we knew there was going to be a sequel.
Yeah, but you know there's be a 1, 2, and 3 also.
I mean,
But
you started episode. You gotta have some balls to say I'm starting in the middle of the story.
Yeah.
I'm starting at episode 4.
It's so funny we go back. Some YouTube things have linked old interviews with Mark Hamill and Harrison Ford, and they talk about going back right after making Episode 6 and doing the Anakin trilogy, and like they talk about such enthusiasm. I'm like, you guys don't know what happened.
It did not work out
It's
well.
still amazing that they got the 3 of them to come back.
Yeah.
And it's funny. I mean, it's probably because Carrie Fisher did cocaine for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for so long.
Yeah.
But that she looks way older than Harrison Ford, and Harrison Ford's significantly older than her by quite a few years.
What is he, late 70s?
She looked young in this movie.
Yeah, she looked really young in this movie. Well, they said it was on the set of something. I don't know if it was one of those things that's just a rumor, but one movie they said
Blues
that
Brothers?
the Blues Brothers,
Yeah.
that they had to get John Belushi to tell her to stop doing cocaine. If you had to get fucking Belushi, how much cocaine are you doing if you have to have Belushi to tell you to stop doing drugs?
Yeah.
Can I ask a really off-topic question?
No.
No, it involved the previews,
Yeah.
but there's a generation gap that I'm confused on. This
Okay.
Power Rangers nonsense.
I never
I
liked
don't think the
Rangers.
movie looks good at all.
Okay, not that the movie looks good. The movie looks terrible. Did they actually have powers
No,
in
they
the
had
show?
No, they had not that I recall.
They were
had
teens with attitude.
They were teens with attitude. No, they had like fighting skills. I wanted to say, but I don't think they had any like superpowers.
Like they do in this one.
Yeah.
That they got from some rock.
Even
would
with
not.
their suits on, you're saying they had no power, like besides their own, not including the weapons.
Did they have
or
like
the-
trained fighting?
Now I can't recall, but I don't think they.
I don't
ever
think
had
they're throwing
superpowers.
putties across
Yeah.
the room though. But then again, I mean, how many different iterations of Power Rangers have they made? This
A lot. I only watched the very, very first.
Mighty Morphin, but then they got Time Warpin, Samurai Morphin,
Yeah, I
fucking-
can't. I can't attest to
Hakuna
those.
Matata Morphin. It's fucking.
No, it's bad.
I just wanted to know if it was
I never
like
watched it.
the-
My little brother did.
Yeah, I had never watched it, so I was just wondering if
I
they
watched
had
the original.
powers in like
I
the
liked it a lot.
beginning.
Harrison Ford is 14 years older than Carrie Fisher.
Jesus Christ!
14 years. So I mean,
Wow.
she's actually only 60.
But she's done 15 years worth of coke.
Yeah.
So it adds 25 years.
Like Vince Vaughn.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So,
We were just waiting for you to be finished.
yeah. Power Rangers movie looks terrible.
Real
It
terrible.
looks
I'm
like
like-
the Fantastic Four reboot.
And I was like, what is
that
this?
was not good either.
I didn't see any of or I didn't see the new one. But
I mean,
the
it
old
wasn't.
ones
It
weren't good
wasn't
either.
like it wasn't terrible, but I thought
I heard it was.
No, it was fine. It just wasn't like, oh my god, amazing.
It needed to be to make money.
Yeah, so because they're not making another one.
Well, they might.
They'll wait a couple years.
Well, they have to have something in development or it reverts back to Marvel.
Yeah, but they have years.
And you know
after that
Marvel-
one, they bought themselves a few years.
Marvel wants all their shit back. They have Blade back. They obviously have Daredevil back.
Even if they got it back, it might be too late to introduce. Like, I don't want them to have to shoe in. Oh shit, we just got Fantastic Four back in time for the Infinity War. Well, let's fucking shoehorn them in.
Infinity War, it was supposed to be 2 movies and now it's 1 movie again, right?
No idea.
I think it's 1 movie again. We're going to fit fucking 47 Marvel characters into a 2-hour movie.
Storyline.
I haven't seen the updated Marvel movie list in a while.
I don't know where the line's drawn with what characters belong to what studio, because I know that what was it? Who's the girl in Deadpool? Negasonic
Teenage
Teenage
Warhead.
Warhead.
I heard they had to do a trade-off.
Yeah, she was owned by Marvel, but Ego the Living Planet, that's going to be in Guardians, was owned by, and they did a trade.
I heard that too.
So, I mean, Marvel wouldn't just care about owning the rights to Fantastic Four, but they'd get Silver Surfer, they'd get Doctor Doom, they'd get
Galactus.
They'd get a lot of different characters back just for side characters,
Yeah.
which I'm sure they'd be happy about.
Yeah. Definitely.
Because
They almost got.
they kind of have Spider-Man back.
I don't know if they're allowed to touch any Spider-Man villain in their movies, but if they wanted to, I'm sure they could hook it up.
That's an interesting
Venom,
relationship.
Yeah. I'm glad it worked out, because that's the coolest shit.
Are you happy there's going to be another Spider-Man?
Yes. I
Really?
can't get enough Spider-Man. And I think Tom Holland looks awesome.
Considering I didn't watch the Amazing ones, yeah,
See,
like
I
those.
liked those. That
So
was
did I.
that was way better than the other
but
ones.
they overreached.
I think you could
We're gonna make 6 movies.
I think you could say that too now, but I mean, when
They came
when
out.
the first Spider-Mans,
Yeah.
the first 2 Spider-Mans came out, they were great. The Doc Ock one was awesome. Everybody loved Spider-Man 2. That set the first bar for superhero movies.
Yeah.
No, I liked those, and then it went off.
And then the
everywhere
third
else.
one was terrible. And the first, I liked the first Amazing Spider-Man a lot. And the second one was okay, but the first one was great. I liked it a lot.
It's
Yeah, I
so funny
liked
that we
it.
were so angry we didn't get to see the preview for the third one.
Oh, I know. At Comic-Con, we didn't get in to see the trailer because we got stopped like 8 people from the door at Hall H at Comic-Con.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
How horrible. Is
It
your
was a rough
life?
day.
You see they're releasing Lost Pop figures, right?
No.
Yeah, I tried to tag you in it, but you weren't part of the group that I was in, so you wouldn't have seen it.
Oh, I need all of them.
Yeah, they're doing Lost and they're doing South Park.
The South Park ones look weird. They have big old
Wait,
black
I want to see these.
eyeballs.
Do they have?
Well, most of them have big black eyes.
Do
Do they
they?
have Charlie?
Yeah, look.
Oh, okay, maybe you're right. But considering it looked weird on.
There's 3 in my living room, and all 3 of them have big black
Yeah.
eyes.
I think it was even bigger than that. I don't know. When I looked at it, it just made the characters look way
That's-
weird.
Misproportions.
Because the characters are simple enough already,
Yeah.
but now they lost half their traits.
By the end of this podcast, which is in like 15 minutes, we're all gonna give our ratings, and it's all gonna be everybody's gonna be different again.
Okay.
Okay.
I can't find them.
They're around. I
Is
mean,
it season 1 pop or lost?
I don't know, but I saw them.
Oh, I know who's there because some people died off, Robert.
They exist. I can tell you
The
that.
Man in Black.
Do they have Jacob?
Yes. He's right there.
They're looking at
Lost
pop
Box.
figures for a terrible show.
Horrible.
Look at Hurley.
Hurley,
Oh,
yeah.
he's so sad.
They have a Charlie, do they?
No.
Hmm.
Who's your favorite character on this show?
Oh, I forgot his name now. Who's the guy who's in the vault? What do you call it? The hatch. What's
John
his-
Locke?
No, the guy who actually.
Oh, the one who's with Penny.
Yeah, what's the name? He was my favorite, even though he didn't have.
Why?
I don't know. I liked him all the time.
Not.
It's like the one of
His his
like.
he had the only storyline that worked out perfectly with Penny, and he went through some shit. I can't remember his name.
I'm gonna find it.
It's
You guys should watch it.
He's
No,
basically
it's okay.
We watched the first episode.
I don't even get to watch half the stuff that I need to.
We stopped watching Flash, Arrow, and Gotham.
who's the guy
Plus
who's
a
the
few other
pilot? I
shows.
liked him too.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Agents of Shield.
Speaking of which, I heard you're watching the second season of Banshee.
We started it like months ago.
Okay, but you have to wait for me for season 3 and 4 because I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
And I really want to
We-
find out what
You're
happened.
not gonna watch all of them.
Desmond.
together? Desmond.
Banshee is a great show. All it is just violence and nudity. It's the whole
Have
show.
you seen all the seasons before?
No.
No.
Oh, okay.
I was listening to a different podcast. They were talking about Banshee and about how badass it was, and they were like, "It's like a mini action movie every single time it's on." And I was like, "All right, I'll take a look." And then
It was great.
It also said, "If there's ever a girl on the show you want to see naked, you're going to, because everybody's naked on the show."
That's true.
I'm like, yeah, it's pretty accurate. Everybody you see in the show ends up being naked. And there was that weird relationship between the guy who used to be Amish, like the main bad guy, and his
Proctor?
niece.
Yes.
There's that weird.
Really weird.
Anyways, let's back on the.
It's all weird through season 2.
Back on to Star Wars. I want to see it again to kind of. I might
Pick
not.
up on the missed stuff.
Yeah,
And
I
not
might-
listen to that stupid freaking AC squeak
You didn't hear that, Corey?
I was watching the movie.
the
guys.
entire
There was
time.
anytime there was a quiet scene, you could hear it, and I was like, "What is that? Is it in the movie?" And I'm like,
I thought that's why the worker was coming in. I thought
Me
maybe
too.
somebody complained, and I'm like, okay, cool. Someone complained, and
He
it's
just wanted-
going to go away.
He just wants to stand with his glow stick and count.
He wanted to pretend it was lightsaber.
"That's what he should have come in with, his lightsabers."
Yeah.
Your last complaint for Force Awakens was there wasn't enough lightsabers. Was there enough lightsabers in this one for you?
Considering there's no Jedi in the movie, there was just enough lightsaber. Make sense?
How many Jedi were in Force Awakens?
If you want to count Rey as one, which obviously you kind of want to,
She's not a Jedi.
then you have like at
You have
least.
to pass the trials.
And what do you have? 2?
Well, is
Who are
Kylo
the
Ren
two?
even? Did he pass the trials?
Luke
No.
and what's his name?
So I guess you would count Luke. 'Cause
For his 2
and he's
seconds that
in
he's
it.
there.
And Kylo.
So you would just count Vader as
And
a
then
Jedi.
I would count Rey and
What?
What?
Rey.
She's never been trained as a.
Ever. Not
Listen,
even with a
Luke
stupid
was never
little
trained.
orb.
They call
She's a
him a
natural.
Jedi
But he became a Jedi.
because he was trained by Yoda.
Yeah.
Call him a Jedi in Episode 4 because he took up the mantle of a Jedi.
I don't
Is he
think
coming
so.
back? I
Who?
want to see him.
Luke?
Yoda.
Oh, Yoda, he's dead.
If it goes back,
I don't think it's gonna go back. What creature is Yoda? Nobody knows.
No, there's a word for it.
Tell me.
What's the word?
You can look it up. Star Wars people have made names for every species on every planet.
I have a.
You can look up the name of the species for the guy who got his arm chopped off in
I
the
was.
cantina.
I have a Star Wars book in the other room, and it talks about all the different species, and it says nobody knows what kind of creature Yoda is.
How old is that book?
Yeah, I know. I was thinking the same thing.
what was the white Yeti guy that was following them?
The Abominable
around?
Snowman?
Yes, that one.
I don't know.
I liked him.
The Jedi Master Yoda was the best-known member of a Force-sensitive species whose true name is not recorded.
Oh.
Fuck you, Corey.
They're called Sesame Street dolls.
They call him the Yoda species.
Nice. Even though there's
Known in some sources simply as Yoda species, the species of small carnivorous humanoids produced several well-known members of the Jedi Order during the time of the Galactic Republic.
Yodel, whatever her name is.
I like Qui-Gon Jinn. As much as I don't like, the prequels are not that great, I didn't have a problem with Liam Neeson. I liked him. I also wouldn't be completely against Ewan McGregor having his own Obi-Wan movie.
When you get a main character that's not human, like of all the species, all the main characters in all the movies basically are human. Like in this one, it's like basically a who's who of mercenaries. They're all human, except the droid.
He was so good.
Who do you want then?
I don't know. I like
Jar Jar Binks?
There's so many different species out there. There should be one of each species joining together.
You don't want everything to be human-washed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Like, there's so many different aliens in the background of every scene, yet every stormtrooper who gets killed, or every good guy who gets killed, basically 99% human. There's, like, a little midget here and there.
KTSO was the first, person to die in the movie, huh?
Of the main characters?
Yeah.
Considering they all died within 15 minutes of each other, yes.
Yeah.
That was sad. And
The
he
guy,
was a
the guy in the
droid.
ship got killed, and he was like the comic relief. The guy hooked it up. Yay!
The ship captain?
Boom.
Or the
Pilot.
defector?
Oh yeah, that was sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they really committed. It was great.
Everybody just got blown up. Grenade here, grenade there.
Yeah.
Well, it's just easy.
It's so they don't have to show like somebody getting shot because they want to keep it
Semi-kid
rated
friendly.
G.
I'm glad we went and saw. I don't think I'll take Parker to see it.
I do not think he.
I don't
be
think he would
interested.
really like it as much. There's not as much
Really?
lightsaber. There's not as much force.
Lightsabers.
Well, he was-
Yeah,
Yeah.
lightsabers. Parker is very sensitive. I think he would cry when the droid died,
Yeah.
and everybody dies. I
That's too much
I
for
don't
him.
think he would really like it. I think he would be hit kind of hard by it.
It's a little dark. I remember watching a lot of dark movies when I was a kid.
I took him to see. I've taken him to see Force Awakens and Guardians of the Galaxy and stuff like that. We watched a movie recently where he started getting teared up in the theater.
You said Harry Potter.
Yeah, was it Harry Potter?
You said so. You said when the kid started freaking out, his face started shivering.
Oh well, he got scared right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he doesn't.
No, he didn't cry.
No, he didn't cry. But there was a movie we saw recently where he
He
started
cries
getting
in
choked up.
Pokemon
When Butterfree flies away.
Trina,
away.
you're the only one who doesn't.
I guess
Get
so.
over it.
Like,
So we'll go through. I'll let everybody say what they give their rating. Lacey's rating can be stars out of 5 stars.
4.
4 stars.
Yeah.
For what reasons? Why'd you take a star away?
There was the lulls. I didn't love how it ended between them two. I thought it was just kind of cheese. But
Cheese butt.
yeah,
cheese butt.
cheese butt.
Totally cheese butt.
There was just some parts that I don't know that could have been better. And then Forrest Whitaker's part I thought was going to be this grand, important part,
Really
and it was
wonky.
not.
Nah.
He couldn't have. He didn't even need to be there. It wouldn't have made a difference.
Would you rather have it be a nobody actor or Forrest Whitaker?
It wouldn't matter to me. It wouldn't make
Academy
a difference.
Award winner for Best Actor.
He
in
did not
Last
pro-
King of
I don't know how he
Scotland.
acts. How did he fake that lazy eye? Every movie he gets it down. Same same lazy eye. Good.
He was all right and Blown Away.
Yeah.
Nobody
a
else has
great
seen
movie.
it.
What's wrong with you people?
Corey, percentage.
No, I'm gonna do a different rating
Oh,
scale.
he's saying
No.
no.
No. On a scale of Phantom Menace to Empire Strikes Back,
Fair enough.
I'm giving it a New Hope.
But New Hope is your favorite.
I'm doing like everybody's scored. So if you had to go, Phantom Menace is the absolute worst. Empire, everybody considers that the worst.
I thought that everybody considers Attack of the Clones the worst.
No,
Because Phantom Menace still had
Pod racing.
pod racing and lightsaber fights.
yeah, I'm aware of that, but
Attack of the Clones was so bad.
Attack of the Clones had a Jedi Coliseum battle, dude.
The one good part of the movie.
The Jango fight, Obi-Wan fight was pretty badass too.
All right.
There's like 5. I mean,
Okay.
5 cool things in the movie. So, A New Hope. It's not perfect, but it's
So what does he
notch down.
put as number 1 in his scale?
His
don't
favorite. I
understand.
know his favorite's A New Hope, but you're saying most people think that
Empire.
Empire Strikes Back is the best.
Right.
Yes.
So that's why I say New Hope, which is most people's second, I would say.
Really?
Nobody's going to put Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi was always my favorite as a kid.
Yeah, me too.
Which one has Ewoks?
that
Return
one.
of the Jedi.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, it's funny you could put that above A New Hope, which is...
I'd say A New
I
Hope
like
is
the
my
beginning
I'd say A
when
New
Leia
Hope is
comes
probably
and
my
gets
favorite.
Han out of Jabba's hut.
Yeah,
place.
that's why
Thank
I love
you.
it.
Thank you.
That's a cool scene in the movie. That's just like,
When Luke shows up all in black
Yep.
and fights the Rancor and that whole
No
I
problem
love
with
that
that.
problem. I love that part.
So you just don't like the last part of the movie.
The Ewoks.
everyone
But
considers it a Lucas sellout to sell
merchandise.
toys and stuff to have Ewoks. Not saying there's anything wrong with it, but at one point, the last battle of the last movie becomes a slapstick. Like, I appreciate it because I watched it as a kid. But when you watch it now, like, where you kind of, if you take it seriously, it's a slapstick battle between stormtroopers and Ewoks where they're basically clubbing on the head with bones.
Because there's never been a war where the people from that home place fight from the trees
They made it
beat
they made it more comical. It wasn't like
and beat the more
there was-
tactical and heavily armed.
one moment
military.
of levity in that when the Ewok fucking died.
I'm just arguing with you.
And you're
arguing
like,
with you.
holy shit, and Ewok fucking died, and dead one's pushing it. That's fucking sad. But everything else in that battle was basically them like pulling the fucking rug out from under the stormtroopers and them going Zoinksio and bouncing and falling down.
The Ewoks, they're so cute though.
Yeah.
I probably agree with you that New Hope's the best at this point. And I'll say it on record that I believe that Fellowship of the Ring is the best Lord of the Rings as well.
We've talked.
What?
This is now it's public. I like the first, like most trilogies. I like the first one. So Fellowship and A New Hope. I like.
Fellowship is the only part of any part of that entire trilogy that's happy.
Yeah, they're all
No,
together.
the end is happy.
No,
In
it's not.
Return
For
of the
who?
King.
For who?
For Sam.
For a king that didn't want to be king.
Yes,
For Sam who
but then
loses
he
his entire
accepted
friendship
it.
with his best
Accepted
friend.
it, and he got the love of his life, who he thought was gone.
It's not happy.
Eomir.
Like
Fair.
more than 50% of the humans on Middle Earth died.
Yeah.
Speaking of Lord of the Rings, that part that I said, there's the eye, it completely looks like.
Yeah, that's what. As soon as you says, basis part in Star
Did
Wars.
you see the picture
On
of them?
Mustafar, it looks like Mordor.
Do you see the picture of them putting the eye on Trump Tower?
Yeah.
Nice. What's the second tower?
I don't know.
Think of it.
I'll have to think about it. Another Trump Tower. There's
Or
I mean,
think and whatever the other one's
Yeah.
called.
Katrina, what do you want your rating system to be?
I don't know. What is my rating system? I'm not gonna be so picky like Corey over here.
Compared to Harry Potter movies. Which Harry Potter movie is it for you, Katrina?
I can't do that.
You get numbers.
Too abstract?
Yeah, you get numbers.
How about letters? Do the alphabet.
You can do.
But backwards.
Robert already gave his letter.
Like
I said
what-
A minus,
So, one
so
out
I
of
guess I
five?
have to leave mine. So you get like 1 through 10.
1 through 10.
Yeah,
I'll give it an 8.5.
8.5. What did you give Fantastic Beasts?
I can't remember.
Wow.
An
Why would you ask me that?
We'll have to listen to We'll have to listen back.
I think Fantastic Beasts would have been a better movie. They all died at the end.
What?
I think this is going to set the
and
new
Grindelwald
trend.
left away.
This is going to start the trend where every movie, everybody dies at the end.
Just like Deadpool, everything has to be rated R now.
Yeah.
Logan's rated R.
That was such a mistake.
I want to see that.
What?
letting Ethan watch that.
Yeah, you should not
Yeah.
have done that. I don't know why you thought that was okay.
How old is he?
I thought that the part that I needed to shield him from was a lot shorter than it actually was, so I had to mute it
Half the
and
movie's
make
talking-
him turn away.
What? Him,
The
Ryan
mar-
Reynolds getting pegged and
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god. And then in the beginning, just like,
Well, it lasts for like 5 minutes, doesn't it?
yeah, it lasts a real long time when you're sitting next to him and you have to make him turn around.
That's funny. So, yeah, everybody seemed to have liked it. I mean, obviously, all we do is nitpick on here about shit that we didn't like.
It was really, really hyped.
It was. Everyone on Facebook was like, it's the best one. It's
I wanna read that shit.
fantastic.
The way we heard, there's somebody at our work who basically has never seen any Star Wars except this one. And she's like, it's so good, I'm going to watch all the Star Wars now. It sold me on the
Just like
franchise.
that. It was so good.
Really? But you
What
didn't
is she,
catch.
16?
You've met her before. She's been here.
No, she's older than you.
Lacey's like, what?
Which one? I don't remember.
Her name's Wendy. She works with us.
You sound excited about
She's
that.
never seen a Star Wars and she went to the premiere. Nothing worse to scoff at. I was like, come on.
Not the premiere. She went opening night. There's a difference.
Okay, she didn't attend the red carpet.
Yeah.
premiere. Sorry, I say she went at 8 p.m. on Thursday night.
For showing.
Yeah. And she's never seen a Star Wars. I was like, really? You can't give that seat to somebody who fucking wants to watch it? Like, it's just something.
But now she's sold.
Yeah. She's gonna watch episode 4
her heart.
and be like, oh, okay, I know where I'm at.
It would be so weird to see people going in from the other.
Yeah, so now she's like, well, Leia, she has the plans. Well, oh my god. Why doesn't C-3PO just tell Obi-Wan to go to Yavin 4 where he just was, instead of going to Alderaan?
Because she would pick up on that one.
I think I'm going to make Emma do that. Because she hasn't seen them all.
What?
Really?
Yeah.
There's
Parker's seen them all.
Yeah.
No, she's...
Well, seen them,
It's
kind
funny.
of.
There's an argument on the internet on which order to show. Like, do you show
There's
them
a
one,
few different.
1, 2, 3, then 4, 5, 6? Or 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3?
And then there's the one where
There's a
it's
cool one.
There's one
That's
where
a cool one.
well, there's one where the whole Anakin thing is like a flashback,
So you watch 4 and 5, and at the end you find out, I am your father.
and then it flashes back
And
to the
then
first
now you watch
three.
the prequels.
Okay.
Now you see how it happened. And then it feels like 10 years have gone by. And then you watch episode 6, and Luke has changed. and he's all in black. And you're like, oh fuck yeah, I'm ready for this. And people on the internet say that's the best way to show it to kids.
We'll have to
But
see.
now that we got 7 and Rogue One, do you show him Rogue One first?
Yes.
And then Darth Vader will never live up. He's badass. And then when he's fighting Obi-Wan, they're like old men.
Yeah.
They should go back and CG that so they're both fucking doing flips like Yoda.
Can they go back and fucking take Hayden Christensen out of the fucking end of the movie as a goddamn
Yeah,
ghost?
put the original back.
They need to, I guess.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with that.
Fucking Hayden Christensen. Well, that's what this week's episode of 9 to 5 Nerds. You want to say something, Corey?
Yeah, I just thought. So
I already said the sign off.
I know, sorry. You know Biggs and Wedge, but you know Wedge, who's like the uncle of somebody. Who's the uncle of one of the actors?
Sure.
Cricket.
Who played Obi-Wan?
Cricket.
What's his name?
Alec Guinness?
No.
What? Ewan McGregor?
Yeah, I think the guy who played Wedge in the original trilogy was Ewan McGregor's uncle.
Oh.
But I thought I read something he didn't want to be in this movie, which it would make perfect sense if he was fucking in Rogue Squadron, right?
Yeah?
And he could have almost played himself. He fucking looks probably old now.
They're all
But-
old.
Yeah.
That kind of sucks. Now I think about it, because I remember reading that a long time ago. That he was like, nah, I'm good. Just like Aragorn, whatever, didn't want to be in The Hobbit.
Yeah,
He's kind of
didn't
like,
make
nah, I'm
sense.
good. Although it kind of would have, because he's ageless, but he still didn't want to. They didn't have a good script, because they didn't have a fucking script going in that movie.
Poor Peter Jackson.
He's off his way to the bank.
Yeah.
So, poor guy.
Well, that's this week's episode of 9 to 5 Nerds with Robert Swathwood, Corey Urkel, and Katrina Swathwood with
Lacey
Lacey
Ewing.
Ewing. I said it right.
Okay.
Lacey Ewing.
Ewing.